Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1395 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for April 14th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1395. I'm gonna start with the word sight. Alright, got the S yellow and T green. So I've placed T as the last letter, and I know that S goes somewhere else in this word. I'm thinking that S goes before T, because ST goes they go quite well along with each other. So yeah, ST double consonant is quite likely. So I can try something like blast and see what happens. Okay, indeed it is ST ending, but I did not get the previous letters correct. So it could still be I mean it has to be a vowel before the S and T, right? EST, OST, or UST. Maybe even YST, but that's way, like less likely. It could be frost. It could be frost. It could also be crust. But frost came to my mind first. So let's guess frost. Imagine it is crust. I mean, it really could be. What? Crest? Is there such a word? YST. I mean, it's very certain that I won't fail. It's either a E. It's either E or Y. I have two guesses. Alright, crest is today's Wordle answer. Alright, well, I mean, crust was the most straightforward option, right? So I guess that's, but unfortunately, um, there was a word that I did not see was possible, which is crest. So yeah. Anyway, um, I mean, I did predict the pattern, a vowel in the middle, and two double consonants, at the beginning and at the end of the word, but, yeah, it was just the options of the specific letters. Anyway, I got today's Wordle answer crest in 5 tries. It's alright. I'll take it. Yeah. Okay, this is Wordle number 1395. I guess today's Wordle answer crest in 5 tries. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today's is April 14th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. The digit 5 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. These sixes point up, and these sixes point right. And that forces the digit 6 into this cell in block 9. This 6 points right, and this 6 points up. So in block 5, the digit 6 is forced into row 6, so these 6s point right. These 7s point left, and this cell sees another 7. Okay, in column 4, there are given digits 6, 7, and 8 pointing into block 5. Well, actually, there's also this 8. Then it's even better. This 8 points up, and this 8 points right. So in block 5, the digit 8 is forced into row 6, which joins the 6 to form a 6-8 pair. As you can see in block 5, the digits 6 and 8 are missing. These 6 and 8s force both 6 and 8 into these two cells only. So in order to fit both 6 and 8 into block 5, I have to make these two cells reserved for 6 and 8. So these two cells form the 6-8 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. Now 7 is certainly not 6 or 8, so after eliminating 7 from these two cells, with this 7 pointing down, the digit 7 in block 5 is forced into this cell. And it means that these three cells are left for 1, 3, and 4. This cell sees a 3. So these 3 cells form a 1, 2, 3. They form a 1, 3, 4 triple after finding the 6, 8 pair and placing the 7. Now these 7s point right, and this cell sees another 7. So I can actually further make use of the 8s here. So these 8s points right. And the same thing happens with these two cells. They also form a 6, 8 pair. Now you can definitely say that these 6 and 8s, whether it is given or hidden, they all point right. So, but both 6 and 8 are still missing from block 6. So in order to fit both 6 and 8 into block 6, I have to make these two cells reserved for 6 and 8. So these two cells form the 6, 8 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. You could have also spotted it just by looking at row 5. In row 5, these open cells see 6 and 8, so it's the same result that these two cells form the 6, 8 pair, whether it's based on block 6 or row 5. Same result. So choose the method that you want to use, or the method you spot first. Anyway, this 6, 8 pair means that the other 3 open cells in block 5, in row 5, it makes the other 3 open cells in row 5 a 1, 4, 9 triple. But these two open cells see another 9. So in this triple, the digit 9 is forced into this cell. 9 in block 8 goes into one of these two cells, and these 9s point right, where this cell sees another 9. So there's now a 7-9 pair in block 6. As you can see in block 6, the digits 7 and 9 are missing. These 7s and 9s force both 7 and 9 into these two cells only. So in order to fit both 7 and 9 into block 6, I have to make these two cells reserved for 7 and 9. So these two cells form the 7-9 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. So now, there are wow, my brain is not working today. I'm saying all the wrong numbers. Alright, anyway. In block 6, there are 8 open cells. So I must fit 8 missing digits of block 6 into these 8 cells. We have a 6-8 pair, as well as a 7-9 pair. So there are 4 missing digits that I have not accounted for, which means that those 4 missing digits not mentioned in these pairs go into the other 4 open cells, and they are 1, 2, 4, and 5. But 1, 2, and 4 cannot go into this cell. So 1, 2, and 4 go into the other 3 open cells, making this cell a 5. You can double check by trying to fit all digits 1 through 9 in this cell and eliminate the digits that this cell cannot contain one by one. So this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Keep in mind that in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells to be empty, because empty cells break the Sudoku puzzle. If I exclude 5 from this cell, it would end up being empty, because this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5 is the only possible digit which can go into this cell, so I must make this a 5. This is a naked single 5, meaning that I must put a 5 into this cell, because it literally cannot contain any other digits. So to avoid this cell from being empty, I have to make this cell a 5. It's the only possible way. Okay, and these 5s point down, and these 5s point left, where this cell sees another 5. Okay, well, in column 4, there is a 1, 3, 4 triple, So the other 3 open cells in column 4 form a 259 triple. This cell sees 2 and 5. So 2 and 5 go into these 2 cells, forcing a 9 into this cell. Right? Because in column 4, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 2 and 5. So these 2 cells form the 2-5 pair, making the cell a 9. Which forces 9 into this cell in block 8. These 9s point up, and this cell sees another 9. So in block 1, the digit 9 is forced into this cell. These 9s point right, and this cell sees another 9. Alright, after 9 occupy the cell, the digit 6 is now forced into this cell in block 1. Okay, the digit 3 in block 4 is forced into this cell, which forces a 3 into this cell in block 5. This 3 points right and this 3 points down. So in block 9, the digit 3 is forced into row 8. So this further forces 3 into one of these 2 cells in block 8. One, 2, and 4 are the missing digits of row 4. Okay, this 8 points down and this 8 points left. So in block 7, the digit 8 is forced into this cell, and this 8 points right, to force the digit 8 into row 7 in block 9. Okay, so after I place this 8, there are 2 digits affected, the 1 and the 7. So this 7 points down, forcing the digit 7 into row 9 in block 7. Right? 7 still has to go somewhere in block 7, and these 3 open cells see the 7 in column 2. So in block 9, 7 is forced into row 9. It is guaranteed into one of these 2 cells which both lie in the same row. So 7's here, eliminate 7 from this cell, forcing the digit 7 into one of these 2 cells in block 8. Now the 1 also does a similar thing. It points left and forces the digit 1 into column 2 in block 7. So in block 7, 1 is guaranteed into one of these 2 cells which both lie in the same column. Which I don't think there's an immediate effect. It only eliminates 1 from this cell. Oh, okay, so these 4s, we've got a 4 here, right? Keep it in mind that in block 5, the digit 4 is forced into column 4. So we have these 4s pointing down, but this cell also sees a 4. So in block 8, the digit 4 is forced into this cell. And then these 4s point left, forcing the digit 4 into this cell in block 7. Now, after 4 occupy this cell, the digit 1 in block 7 can only go into this cell. And this cell sees 1 from the 1-4 pair. So this cell cannot contain 1. The digit 1 in block 8 is then forced into this cell. Alright, then 3 in block 8 can only go into this cell now. So these 3s point up, and this cell sees another 3. But also, the digit 7 is forced into this cell in block 8. The digit 7 in block 9 is forced into one of, sorry, is forced into one of these two cells, right? 7 goes into one of these two cells, and I've also got the 2 unaccounted for. So they go like this. This cell is 2 or 5 only for block 8, but C is a 5. So I can place 2 and 5 this way, which makes these two cells 5 and 8 for the row, but C is 5. So 5 and 8 this way, which leaves a 2, 3, 7 triple in row 8. And in row 9, we have a 2, 5, 7 triple. This cell sees a 5. 2, 5 pair in column 2. This cell is, it's 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, this cell now sees a 5, so it can only be a 2. So these 2's point left. To force the digit 2 into this cell in block 1, which eliminates 2 from these cells, and forces the digit 2 into this cell in block 4, which makes this cell a 2. This cell, now it sees 2 and 5, it can only be a 7, which makes this 2. Okay, now the digit 5 in block 4 is forced into this cell, which places the final 5 into this cell in block 2. This cell is 6 or 8 for the column. In column 3, 1, 4, and 7. Not 7, because there's already a 7 in column 3. So actually, in block 1, 7 is forced into this cell, leaving a 1, 4 pair in column 1 and a 1, 4, 8 triple in column 3. This cell sees a 4, so it's 1 or 8 only. In row 2, 1, 3, and 8 are the missing digits. Um, okay, 4's here, and this 4 points right, and this cell sees another 4. Okay, let's think about the missing digits of row 3. In row 3, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8 are the missing digits. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. This cell sees 3, 6, and 8, so it can only contain either 1 or 4. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. This cell sees 1 and 4, so this cell can only contain 3, 6, or 8. Hmm. This cell cannot be a 2. Oh, okay. I've found it. Remote chain. Oh, no, sorry. Remote pair. So, um, you see this chain. You see this chain of cells that can only contain 1 or 4, right? And it can only work when there's an even number of cells involved in the chain. So, as you can see, I've highlighted 6 cells that only contain either 1 or 4. So, if this cell ends up being a 1, then this cell is this cell becomes a 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, right? But if I do it the other way, this cell, if it's a 4, then this becomes a 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. Okay, two possibilities. But notice any cell that sees both ends of this chain, the cell, it sees both of these two cells. So if this cell becomes a 1, then it follows the chain, makes this cell a 4, eliminating 1 and 4 from this cell, making this cell a 2. Or the other way around, if this is a 4, it goes along the chain, makes this cell a 1, and in the same way, eliminates 1 and 4 from this cell, it makes this a 2. So from this remote pair of 1s and 4s, from this remote pair, I can eliminate both 1 and 4 from this cell because it sees both ends of the whole chain. If this cell is a 1, then this is a 4. If this is a 4, this is a 1. Either way, this cell sees both ends of the chain and therefore cannot contain 1 or 4. Then this cell must be a 2. Alright, and then these twos point down, making this cell a 2, 7, 3, and that should complete the Sudoku puzzle. 9, 7 comes up here, so 9 is forced into this cell in block 3. Okay, the digit 3 in block 3 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell a 3. 1 and 4 are the missing digits of um, column 8, which makes these two cells 6 and 8. Oh, right, but this cell sees 4 from block 1. So 4 is forced into this cell in column 8, making this cell a 1. Points left, forcing 1 into this cell, this cell, this cell, and this cell. 4, 4, 4, 4. 8, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6. So yeah, I'm just following the markings around. Alright, this cell sees 8, so this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in just under 20 minutes. So I would say the Sudoku puzzle is just the right difficulty for hot. It's just the right difficulty. So yeah, I could see this Sudoku puzzle being slightly tricky, especially for beginner solvers. So let's go over the key spots as a quick summary. So towards the beginning, I found the 6-8 pair in block 5. Yes, this was quite important. A lot of pairs appeared in the middle areas, so the middle band. So the 6-8 pair in block 5, and another 6-8 pair in block 6, which also helped form the 7-9 pair in block 6. So after finding the 6-8 pair and the 7-9 pair, I could see the naked single 5. So this cell saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this cell could only be a 5, and that's what we call a naked single 5. So yeah. There was also the 2-5 pair in column 4, which helped place this 9. And yeah. Yeah, I think placing this 8 was also helpful in some way, forcing the 1 and 7 like this. And yeah, and I think towards the end, the most important bit was the remote pair. The remote pair formed by these chains of 1s and 4s. So yeah. Basically, this cell saw both ends of the chain. So if this was a 1, this was a 4, and vice versa. If this was a 4, this was a 1. And either way, this cell saw both ends of the whole chain. So this remote pair made this cell a 2, and that helped complete the Sudoku puzzle. So I feel like these were the key spots of the Sudoku puzzle. If you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. And I could see it being slightly tricky, especially towards beginner solvers, and it's just the right difficulty. So yeah, today is April 14th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1395 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye!